How do you cope with pressure? My face is so red, I've been nailing peanut butter. Yesterday, Sophie and I drove through Hotham and the ski resorts. We're up through the mountains. And then we drove down and I got my WikiCamps app, so I was specifically aiming for this like one little area that was really cool. You could swim, there was toilets and stuff, because for me, I'm like, I want to make sure there's a toilet there. And we went down like this. I looked at the comments and it was like, just make sure you follow the signs, this leads you to a dirt road. So I was like, all right, following the signs. And then the maps just cut out. I had enough petrol, but I was just like, I just wanted to find the spot where to go. And earlier on in the day, I just woke up and it was just, I don't know, I was just causing conflict for myself, and I don't know why. I just, maybe because my back has been sore, I'm just maybe not in the most energetic state of mind that I have been, and because I've been chilling by that creek, so unproductive. I couldn't like use my laptop or anything, so because I hadn't charged my battery enough. And I was just like, fuck, I'm just going to chill here and sit by the rocks. But there's only so much chilling you can do that's productive. And so since my soul travel video the other day, I was like, bit hazy, bit like, just like making mistakes. And that to me, that's why I don't get lit very much, because it just puts my brain off its cycling path. So for me, that's why I don't even drink. That's why I don't do anything that's gonna, if I'm not gonna be able to function correctly for the next couple of days because I'm resting, it's obviously making me rest. That's not how I operate, and I don't like it. So it forced me to rest a little bit, but my back was still quite sore. And then yesterday I went to like go pack up my tent. It had been raining the night before and everything was wet, so I was just like waiting for it to dry a little bit. And I wasn't getting frustrated. I was just like, how do I cope under pressure? And I was observing myself. So I was like trying to pack the tent away, and I had to, like, I've got to climb on top of my car to pack it because I'm probably like this much too short to reach. So it really is a two-man job. And I couldn't get these like rods out, and it was like hurting because I was trying to pull them, and I was getting really like, I'm like, no, I'll stop and I'll go do something else. And then the other thing didn't work, so then I went to another thing. So I ended up having to go back to these 3 things to fix them all because I had to calm down and just chill for a minute. And it worked. I just was like, oh, no, I'll do it that way. And it worked. It was just funny. I was like, why is this happening to me today? But the rest of the day was lovely. It was just, yeah, it was cool. And then Sophie the night before had obviously eaten something that maybe didn't agree with her, although I said it was okay for her to be fed that by the other campsite people. And set up my tent last night, found this little place just down the road from the spot that I was taken off GPS. So it's like in the middle of nowhere, and I was like, now I gotta drive all the way back, but it was fine. Part of the journey. And so I set up the tent, and she was a bit cray because there was other dogs here, and she was just really like anxious and not coping very well. And I saw that earlier in the day she'd like got the trots a little. Anyway, I put her in the tent just to calm her down while I went and had a shower, and I come back and she'd shit all in the tent. Diarrhea shit. And she was so like sitting in the corner, but it's as though she just shit and then run around the whole fucking tent. So everything had poo on it. And it was like freezing last night. It was nearly like 8 degrees. I felt like it was gonna snow. So I'd put on like heaps of layers, and I went and washed it all, and then I got really wet, and I was just like, oh. So I just threw it all on top of my car, let it dry for the morning, and I just had to keep waking up and taking her out because she would whimper and I didn't want her to poo again. So yeah, that tested me yesterday, but I was okay, and I don't have anywhere to be. I don't have any. What's the point in stressing about it? You can't, you'll get through it eventually. I learnt this when I travelled to Europe with my ex. It was interesting, an interesting test. When you're by yourself, it's so much easier to calm down because you've only got you, and you're like, well, I'm going to have to deal with this at some point. And then when you're with another person, and they're projecting onto you their stresses, you get really like you reactive and you're really fucking irritated. So when him and I were traveling, it was just like stress to the max. You know, you both sort of understanding what you're like in a different country and how you deal with situations and how you deal, you know, in something that could potentially ruin the situation, the experience. So when I think about it, I was like, oh, I did so well. And I'm in a country that I know, and I'm in a country where everything is accessible to me, so I'm pretty good at dealing with things that aren't predicted. But anyway, today we're just going to head down to the lake, more to the east coast, because that's just, I don't really want it to be that cold anymore. And we'll go to where there's a river or something and it's a bit flatter on the ground. So it's nice being out in the mountain, but I probably wouldn't live here. We're in like Gippsland area, so it's just kind of all country and farming. And this little place was awesome. It had like its own amenity block. So that was nice, just a bit of a treat for the night instead of washing in the river. Not much of a video today, but it's just sort of being aware of how you deal with situations, how you react to things opposed to observing, and I'm very experienced at observing now with myself. Just when other people are involved, it's a lot harder, so I will be interested to see how I progress after this, being reactive or being observing around other people. This is a great time for me to be exploring myself. So I did a bit of yoga this morning, and even though I'm tired, I was just like, it was just bliss. I don't know, maybe I just was like, I want to let it go. And my like inner thigh, my adductors and stuff were just so tight, and I realized how I haven't been doing my proper yoga schedule. So I think that's probably me being out of whack as well, not doing what I normally would in a routine. So wherever you are, you can always do a routine. You can always make yourself, you know, set that structure for yourself. And that's just me being me, because I'm driven. Thanks for watching, and happy Monday. Bye.